Hi and welcome to my point of sales management system developed using Excel. So I'm going to start by clicking on that, and then we select any of the item that you intend to buy and just enter the amount that you want. Let's go for wine as well, or rum. Now let's go for the bottle of wine, maybe 5 of those, and all you just need to do once you finish your shopping, click on total and get. So what I will do now is take you guys to Excel development environment, and we'll put one of these together using VBA. So let's do that now. Hi. This is a point of sales management system that I'm going to be developing in Excel. To start with, I'll go to File, just to make sure the Developer tab is on. So let's come in here, right in here, you see where it says Customize. Select the Customize ribbon, just make sure your Developer checkbox is checked, then click on OK. And that's your developer menu right there. Now click on the developer menu and select Visual Basic. Once Visual Basic is selected, go to Insert right here and select User Form. Now your interface should be similar to this. You can always drag to define your interface, or you can just come right down here in the properties and define your interface. Okay, for the form, I'm going to define the width to be 1000. Let me move this up so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. The width right here, or maybe let's drag it here. Let's come in here and enter 1000, and let's make it 1013. That's the width. And the height, as for the height, I'm going to make that 693. That's the height. Okay, so let's close that. Now that the property itself is ready, okay, the next thing I want to do now is to select. Let's select the buttons that we will need. Or before that, let's get, I think we're going to need a frame. Yeah, let's use a frame, one here. Let's drag it down, and this very frame, I'm just going to get rid of the text content on it. I think it's caption. Okay, that's it right there. Get rid of it there. Now this same frame, hold down the control and just copy it across. Alright, and in here, in this very first frame, let me add the following. I will add some buttons here. Those are my buttons ready, but I need a room up here. I need some rooms in there, so let's grab a label, and that very label, change the caption. Let's change that to category. Yeah, categories. And let's change the fonts. Change the font to bold and make that be 24. Right, and extend it that much, and let's get it centered. Let's see, align. Yeah, align center. I guess this is center. Yep. Okay, that is fine. Actually, let's add 2 more frames. One here, there. Now in here, I need a checkbox. One checkbox, add a label or text box. One text box here, and then let's change the font of both component to about 18 as well. Right, so I'm just going to copy it across. Okay, just copy it across. Right, that is fine. So let me run it and see how the interface looks. This is how it's looking right now. So what I will do now, get 3 text box. Let's copy it and paste it right there. We're gonna need 3 of those. Font, change the font to bold and make that 20 as well. 20. And the label. So that will be, the caption will be tags. And then copy it across and change that caption to total. And the other one here will be known as subtotal. Right there. Okay, and we need just one label here. Grab it, one text box here. Just undo that, copy it. Okay, I'm going to run it now. Oh, before that, let's add a button. Let's add 3 buttons there. 1, 2, and 3. So run it and we say, yeah, that's how the interface is looking now. So I'll just speed up the whole naming process and so on and get back to you guys. Okay, so far this is how it's looking now. Let me just run it and see. That's how it's looking. But let's do something first and just save this. Let's come in and save that. And right here we've got to select Excel macro enable workbook, and here I'm just going to enter VBA underscore POS, or maybe I just call it Excel POS, something like that. Excel POS, yeah, that's fine. So that's the name I'm going to call it, but make sure you save as macro enable workbook. So let's come in here, my C drive, and just, yeah, here we go, save there. Okay, so I'll just speed up the whole interface now and get back to you guys. Okay guys, I've completed the design of the interface. Let me run it so that you see it. There, this is how it looks. But the next thing I want to do now is to start work on all of these. So let's double click on the form. Okay, right up here I'm going to enter option explicit and declare the following variable: dim I total I tags as, let's go for double and take it from there. Okay, now let's come for, that will be for subtotal, total, subtotal, I subtotal, and the next one would be I total, and we enter an array here and see what will happen with that. Let's go for maybe about, I don't know how many I have in there for now. Let's just enter 30, and here underneath here let me declare some constant MC tags underscore rate, and the tax itself, okay, let's just say dim tax then. Now the next thing I want to do is, let's come in here and double click on the exit button. For the exit button, I'm going to enter as follows. Let's say dim I exit, that's my local variable, as, shall I go for an integer? Yeah, let's go for integer. Yeah, and then I exit equals message box, and in here let's say confirm if you want to exit, and let's put a comma there, and the next one will be VB question. Okay, that would be my icon, plus VB yes no, yes no, comma, and I will then enter point of sale. Okay, that'll be the title, and no, that should be a comma right there. Let's change that to a comma. Yeah, and use an if statement to verify what is inside the exit button. If exit equals VB yes, then shall we go for unload me, and if. Alright, so that is the exit button taken care of. That's from here down here. Alright, let's see if this is gonna work. Exit, no. Try it again. Exit, yes, that is fine. Okay, that works how I want the system to work. I will start by inserting zeros on the text box. I'm gonna do the same thing here, and let's come into the text property here. Just add a 0 there, and alignment, I might as well change that to center. Okay, I'm gonna repeat the same thing here. Let's come into the text property right there, enter 0 value in there, and align. Let's make it center as well. Okay, if you guys have a look at all of these components, the name prefix actually start with txt, so I'm going to use that to my own advantage. Let's come in here where I have reset, so double click on the reset button there, and right in the reset I'm going to declare the following variable. Let's call it, no, let me just call it t control as control there. Okay, let's use for each, let's say t control, for each t control, let's just copy that, yeah, in me dot controls. Okay, then we use an if to check whatever is in there. T control, the T represent text box, dot name, like, let's say txt. I think I should enter a wildcard. Yep, that's correct. Then t control equals 0, and next there. So let's check and make sure the lines of code are correct. So for each t control, the t control stands for all the text box in me.controls. So if t control dot name is like txt, and the stars means for all of the text box, then the control, which I call t control, equals 0. So if I run it, let me just run it and see. If I enter, let's say we enter whatever value in here and here, so let's just enter characters as well and see what's going to happen with the characters. We're going to have to work on the characters to make sure, text box, to make sure it only accepts numbers. Okay, then I'm just going to click on, let's try this one as well. So then click on this right there. You see that, guys, it all changes to zeros, so that is good. And what about this checkbox? So let's use the same method to take care of the checkbox. So let's come down in here. I'm going to copy this copy everything in there. It makes life easy instead of doing it individually. Okay, come right in here and just let's change this one to C control. The C control stands for the text box, for the checkbox really there. And if that happens to be CHK, align the value, let's say dot value equals false. There, wrong spelling there. So let's see, hopefully that should work. C control. So maybe I should put in entire comment here. Code below, disable all checkbox there. Alright, so code below, disable all checkbox. That's for 0. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now let me run it and see and check all of these. Okay, decision time, let's add some stuff here as well to make sure we can. Okay, decision time, you see that, guys? So that is a very smart move. That's good. All right, exit works as well. Yeah, that's good. So all that we need to do is, see, if you have a look at this one, because this is our receipt, we don't want the receipt to always be 0. So I'm just going to change this one to T receipt, so it works separately. So I'm going to copy T receipt, come right in here, and as for T receipt, what I just want it to do is to reset equals reset. So that's fine. The receipt will not end up with zeros anymore. So let's try this and check couple. Click there. So that's fine. Exit. Yeah. Okay, all we need to do now is when we run this application, I would like it to be disabled when we start the system. So the only way we'll be able to enable it will be by using these buttons. So what I want to do now is to disable all of these. Okay, let's come in here. Let's go back to the reset button and just copy the lines of codes in there. Yeah, you see these very lines of code? I'm going to copy them all up to there. Let's copy, and let's go to double click on the form itself. Guess you guys can see that form, click, and right in there I will select form initialize, this very one, that's the event. Let's take it up so that you can see it. Alright, the lines of code that I copied, paste that in there. Okay, and this, and I will then say control T control, which stand for the text box, dot enabled equals false. Yeah, so I'm going to copy that and just use that for the other one. The other one is for the text, that's for the checkbox there. Okay, so we have, why do we have 2 here? Get rid of 1. Right, that's fine. Okay, if I run it now, let's run it and see. You see that, guys, it's all disabled, so we can't do nothing. Nothing can be done until we are able to enable it with any of these buttons. So if a customer pop in and he or she purchase an apple, so the sales assistant just need to enable that of the apple and sum up. So let's come into the apple right here. this button will enable this checkbox, and this checkbox enable this so that you can enter your amount or how many apples. But okay, double click in here. So all we just need to do is chk apple dot enabled equals true. There. So if we run that, that's the only guy that can enable this, so that's fine. Okay, and what about this? So right in here, let's double click on this checkbox and we enter if chk apple dot value equals true, then we want txt apple dot enabled equals true, and if. Okay, now let's use another if statement. Supposing is not enabled. If enabled equals false, then enabling this equals false as well, and txt apple dot text equals, let's make that 0 right there. Okay, let's be able to clear the text, the content on the text box here as well. So if that is enabled, let's clear it and see. I may have to change it though. Okay, let's come in here and try it out. Okay, we try it out and click on the button, then click on this. There we go. But let's try and get the cursor right in the system as well. Double click on the apple and just right in here, let's say txt apple dot focus, set focus, I think it is set focus right there. Okay, let's try it again. Apple check, you can see that, and let's say we uncheck there, so that is fine. All right, that's good. Okay, supposing we want to reset, yeah, that is fine, but if we reset, I want it to disable all this as well. Okay, now let's come in here, double click on this and just repeat exactly the same thing for all of this. So I'm going to copy whatever I have in here, and I want to use it for the orange txt chk orange, paste that in there, and I'll just change all of the text content to orange there. The same thing for the other ones. Just like that. So the second one is taken care of, but we do need to enable this one first. Let's come in here, double click on this, and let's go for chk orange dot enabled equals true right there. So let's run that and see. That is fine, and that is fine as well. So we will now speed that up now that you guys get the whole idea. So let me speed that up. Double click on the next one. Alright, I've completed the codes for the checkbox, and that's it, guys. It's the same lines of code for all of the checkbox. Alright, so have a good look at it. Okay. Alright, so what I will do now is let's run it and try it out. So you see that, so click there. Right, so let's repeat that for orange as well. Okay, I need to be able to uncheck this. When I uncheck it, I want it to be disabled as well. So let's go in there and repeat the same for all. Let's double click on this, and right down there we enter as follows. The same has been repeated for all of the checkbox. So if I run it now and enable that, check, 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 uncheck, uncheck, and uncheck. Okay, the same thing was repeated for the reset button. So if I come in here, let's check those and click on the reset. There we go. Alright, so that is fine. With the reset, all I've just done is I've just added and enabled equals false, and the same thing here. So that is fine. So those are the lines of code for the reset. So have a good look at it. Now, the other thing is, there seems to be an error when we run the program. We are able to enter any type of data on the text box. Look at that. That is not allowed. So we need to do something about that. That is wrong. So let's go in there. Let's use change events. So let's go for if not is number, or if not if is numeric. tst apple dot text or dot value we do it dot value. Then I want the txt apple to default back to 0. Okay, there. So let's try this out. End if. Let's end if first. Then we'll try this out. Just these lines of code. If it works, then we'll repeat the same thing for all of the text box. So let me copy it before trying it out. Copy, then run it. So enable Apple, enter data in there. Okay, that has now changed where I want. Okay, that should disappear, but let's say there's nothing in there. Okay, it's responding back immediately, so I really don't want that. Okay, let's try something else. Okay, I think let's have a good look at the codes. No, take that off, that's wrong. Supposed to be empty. Okay, then let's try it again. Yeah, and supposing I try to enter whatever value. No, that's not working. Okay, although you cannot see it, but this can. Alright, there's it. There we go. Okay, let's enable it again and try to use a keyboard. Let's come in here, grab the keyboard. That's my keyboard ready. There we go, and enable that, and let's enter ordinary character. Look at that, guys, it is not working. But if I enter numbers, can you see that? That's brilliant. Okay, all right, let's repeat the same thing for all of the text box. Get rid of the keyboard, reset, exit, and double click on this. No, wrong. Double click on the text box Okay, I want to change that to orange. And repeat the same thing for this. Okay, so that's for orange taken care of. Let's take care of one more, then I can speed it up. Let's take care of this. Paste and just change that to bacon. Change this to bacon as well. Okay, I'm now going to speed that up and get back to you guys. Alright, the Textbox codes are completed. There they are. And all that we need to do now, since all of this is completed, is to work on the calculations. Okay, so let's try out the calculation now. So exit there and come to total. Double click on total. First thing first, let me check. Okay, I have my option explicit declared, and I've also declared an array, but that's supposed to be 0 to 30. And let's see how many of those items I have. I think I have about 22 of those, so that's fine. 30 is okay. So we have 0 to 30 right there. Take it out up. Yeah, that's it. So let's come right inside the total. So we double click on the total itself right there. So I'm going to call the array, so let's say item cost 0 equals I'm going to go for by value, just if that text box is empty. So txt apple dot text, and I will now make up the price. Let's say an apple is £1.50. There, that is for the apple. And the rest, the others, let's make up the others really. So double click on that. I think we also have orange and so on. Double click on. Let's come down here. Just need to make that up. Let's say we have orange, and this is bacon. Right. The price of the orange, maybe we go for 0.85, and the bacon, let's say 195. Yeah. And change this to 1, 2. Okay, so then let's just speed it all up. Copy and paste and speed it up. Okay, those are the lines of codes for the total. Now we need to then add up all of these. So let me go for the same array, 22. So it's 22, array 22. So let's say equals all of this. Let's add them all up now. That'll be 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus array number 4 plus array number 5. Right, so that's for that. So we're going to need, let's go for plus array number 6 as well, since you guys can see that. Alright, that is fine. I'm just going to copy this so I can speed up the whole process, and paste that in there and that in there. Then this is array 23, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Okay, we have 20 there, and this one will be 24. So since we have up to 21, so let's come in here and just enter another one. So that's going to be that we pull up all of the totals. So let's say array 25 equals array 21 plus array 22 plus array 23 and plus array 24 there. Okay, that's fine. So what will happen is we can then say, I think it's txt tags.tags equals array 25. Okay, just want to use that to try it out and make sure it works right. So let's come in here, run it, and grab anything. Just click on that and there. Okay, so let's work out the tags, subtotal and total now. Set that first. Now come straight inside the total, double click on total. So right in here, so let's divide the tags. Let's say tags divided by 100. That should give us the tags. We actually need to multiply this by the tax rate. So let's look for the tax rate. Scroll right up. There we go. That's the tax rate. We don't copy that. Let's bring it down here. So let's say tax rate equals 0.75. So this will become this, multiply, copy all of this, multiply this by this. Let's open and close the bracket there. So that will give us the tax. Yeah, that will give us the tax. Alright, so we know the tax now. What about subtotal? The subtotal equals, we can copy all of this. Let's paste this in a bracket and just add. We can add this straight away onto it. That will give us that. And this, oh no, that's total. That is for total. Okay, just copy all of these then. Paste this there. Get rid of this. That's total. And subtotal. Yeah, that is correct. So if I run it, let's enable anything and enter something in there. Click on that. You see that. So we now need to then convert it to give us the pound sign. Let's come back in here, double click on total and scroll right down. Here we go. Convert it all to pound sign. So let's go for tax right here. Paste that in there. Equals, let's say format tax, comma, and let's enter the pound sign and hash key, hash, let's say 0.00 and close that up there. That should give me the pound. Now I'm going to copy that so that I can convert that to total. Total right here. want this one to be the subtotal. That should be sub, and the same thing here, subtotal. There. Okay, let's run it and see. Enter value in there, and then click on that. There we go, guys. You see that? Yeah, we're almost done. So all I just need to do now is come back in here, double click on total. You see those price? I just need to modify those price. So let's modify them individually. So we can just put 2 here, maybe 2 here as well, 1 here. Oh, this is gin. Let's make that a bit expensive. And wine. Okay, let's speed that up. Okay, it's all done now. The price are now individualized. So we have individual price there. So let's run it and see. Select meat. We enter how many we want in there. Orange. Maybe we want 3 of those. Wine. 6 alcoholic. Rum. Why not? We're having a party. We're having a party, so let's order more of those. So 4 of these. And what about smoked fish? 8. Grapes. Cucumber. Celery. And maybe meat. Yeah. So if we click on that, that's what we get. And when you add this together, you get 245. And here, so this is the last bit. Let's try and make up a receipt. So let's go back inside the total, so that the total itself generate the receipt. Double click on total and come right underneath here. The first thing I need to know the name of this very object here. So it's called T receipt. So right there, T receipt.text. Is there anything like, okay, let's see. No, .text. Equals. And right there, those are the lines of code for the receipt. Let's take it up so that you see all of the total as it's bring it down. Alright, so let's run this program now. Run, and we select maybe orange. 5 of those grapes. 8 of those tomato. Let's maybe populate it a little bit more. Apple. Broccoli. And let's get some wine on board. Okay, gin, rum. Let's go for some wine. We make that 10. Alcoholic, we need a bag of rice. And meat, we need a couple of those. Let's go for 5. And meatballs, let's say about 3. Bacon, maybe 3 as well. What about a bag of beans? Let's get 1 of those on board. Cheese, yeah. There. So all you just need to do now is click on total and there, and that is your receipt. Okay guys, with that I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you all enjoy it. You all have a nice day now, and bye for now.